Hey everyone, welcome to the CaptainDrone YouTube channel. My name is Steve and I am a drone pilot, which means I can pretty much fly most unmanned objects in the air that are remotely controlled, as long as they're in a weight category that is applicable to my country. So with all that said, in this video, I will fly this FMS VIPER version 2. So if I hold the VIPER back here, it doesn't look as large, but if I bring it to my body and head, well, then it gets pretty big. This is actually an EDF Jet that is supposed to be really good for beginners, people who just got into the RC hobby and they want their first EDF jet. Now, if you're not familiar with the VIPER jet, well, it was invented in the USA by Scott Hanchett way back in 1999. This is a kit plane, so you would buy this kit, you know, real life size. It would cost you maybe $300,000, $500,000. After you get the engine in and everything else, you're probably up to $1 million, but you have your own jet that goes extremely fast. So a long time ago, this RC plane company called FMS made this so that people in the RC hobby could have this plane. And this is their 15th anniversary edition. So it's been a long time that the VIPER has been out. Many other companies make the VIPER as well, but FMS is the one that most people want to buy the VIPER from. Now, you may or may not have seen in some of my videos, I have flown the previous editions of the VIPER. Every few years, a new VIPER comes out on the market, and I've flown them, and they fly really well. They're very, very tame in the air. So what makes this one super good compared to the previous models is right off the bat, you have metal CNC gear. I have a kneeling nose in the front. So when you hit the ground with this model, it doesn't bounce. The previous models, they hit the ground and they bounce back up, which always causes you to crash if they flip. Inside, the ESC is now an 80 amp ESC, but more importantly, the motor has been upgraded, the brushless motor. It's an in-runner 1900 kV motor, so tons and tons of thrust. Of course, you use your 6S battery to run the motor, and there's a 12-bladed fan on it, so it sounds phenomenal in the air. And it's the perfect size too, because the motor is only a 70mm motor. You can get this in a 90mm with a different paint scheme, but the 70mm is pretty darn good. And also they upgraded the servo connectors to the rudder, the elevators, the ailerons, and the flaps. So it's very modern. And I will say it does fly fast. It's a very fast jet. And an awful lot of people buy this. There's like VIPERs everywhere in the world. Anybody who's in the RC plane hobby usually has a VIPER in their collection. So enough of me talking. Let me show you the maiden flight. Check it out. Well, it's a really cold morning. The temperatures are below freezing, but I'm going to fly the VIPER in this. I just hope it doesn't become brittle and fall apart on landing or takeoff. So this is a maiden, so anything could possibly happen. VIPER's in the back of the Jeep. Let's get it going. It's probably an ice cube. The ice cube VIPER. Here we go. Let's take this baby out. It's gorgeous looking, I tell you. So I do have gloves on now, but I can't use these gloves when I fly because I'm one of those guys that can't fly with gloves on for some reason. All right, we got the VIPER and we're all set to go. All right, first things first, let's connect our battery. I'm using a 6S 3200 milliamp hour LiPo battery. That should get me 4 minutes of flight time. If I put a 5000 in here, I can get about 5 minutes flight time. All right, so let's just connect this. I have a wire up here. We're going to connect. We'll hear a pop and they will power together. Tiny little pop. I can put the cover back on, lock it in place. That cover's not going anywhere. Now I did put a little Insta360 Go camera back here, and there's another one just behind the front wheel up here. So we'll get some footage in flight. Okay, let's check our wing surface area. So first off, we have ailerons. There we go. We get flaps up front.
Flaps position 2.
A lot of flaps on this.
Position 1. Flaps
there you go.
Normal.
And of course we have elevators in the back. Go up, go down, and of course we have our rudder over here. On our 15th anniversary VIPER by FMS. Hands are frozen. I don't normally fly with mitts on, but I have no choice. It's just too cold. My fingers are going numb. So this is 6S power, 70 mil. I'm going to give it a little bit of flaps, and here we go. Super fast. Let's go up. Woohoo! She boogies. And she's up in no time at all. Let's get rid of those flaps. And let's bring the wheels up as we're turning. It is fast. It is fast for a VIPER. I wonder if this is faster than the last VIPER. You know, I did fly the last VIPER and I found it pretty fast. Oh, I'm going through the sun again. I have blinded myself for life. Now I did fly the last VIPER and I found it pretty quick as well. So it's a way up in the sky, and that's why I put the cameras on, because it's hard for me to get this in view with my GoPro on my head, but here we go. We're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna bring down for a low pass. Coming around, slowing down throttle. It just wants to go. It doesn't want to slow down when I want to slow it down. All right, here we go. Low pass. Low pass, slow pass. Look at this, slow and low. Isn't that beautiful? Full blast. Up, 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 and then turn. to the left to keep it away from the sun. Try that again, but this time we'll do a fast pass. Okay, coming around. Gonna lose altitude really quick, and I'm gonna bring it down low without killing it. The sun's right at an angle that I don't like. Okay, nice and low. Okay, there we go, and here we go in full blast. There we go. Spin it around this way, and then we're gonna yank it back the other way. So a lot of people that fly Vipers will do all sorts of crazy things with them, like this. There we go, I just spin, I'm going out of control. Coming back. I don't like doing the spins when I do these reviews because my cameras go flying off. So that's why in a lot of my reviews you don't see me doing too many rolls or spins or anything like that, flips. It's a beautiful plane. All right, I'm gonna bring it down coming into the sun this time. So I'm gonna go around this way. I will say the Viper is one of those planes, well, all EDFs actually, jets, that you're having so much fun and then all of a sudden your flight's over. There we go, slow pass, going. That was better, I think, with the sun. Let me do that again, and I'll do a fast pass. Definitely the Viper has no shortage of power. Now, they do say this is great for a beginner. If you want this as your first EDF or second EDF, it's perfect. And I agree. Like, it's not an issue to fly with my frozen hands here. Okay, I'm going slow, right at me. There we go. Take it out. Oh, I gotta get away from that sun. You know, as winter comes here in Canada, the sun obviously moves, and it's in a different position right now. It's not where it normally is on my flying days. So it's very confusing.
1 minute.
And I'll do a fast pass now, because we're almost out of power. Here we go. There we go. I'm gonna bring it down for a landing. So let's go by us, and I'll drop the gear as we go by in slow mode. Here we go. And I'm coming down. Keep it nice and slow. Actually, I'll come right at me here. Coming down. Gear going down now.
Gear lowered.
There we go. Should have saw it come down. Gear going down now.
Gear lowered.
There we go. And now take it around. Nice pace. I'm gonna bring it down for landing. And I do have cameras on my runway, so I have to try not to hit them, which is easier said than done. So here we go. Watch the little cameras on the plane. You can see it just wiggling from side to side as I try to line it up to the runway. I don't have any reverse thrust on here, so I don't think I do. But there we go. Just glides down. I don't have any brakes or anything. Do I have reverse thrust? No. It would be on a switch and it would say it. All right, so that's it. I'm just gonna roll you back. Nice and slow. Just take it back to my other cameras. There we go, and let it roll. Right over there. All right, so that was my maiden flight of the Viper 15th anniversary. Next thing I want to show you is what you get in the box when you buy this Viper and how super simple it is to assemble it. You're going to be blown away. Check this out. This is the box your Viper comes in, and inside the box you'll see that everything is well packaged. Items in the box include the main wings, and you'll note that the landing gear as well as the decals are already installed. The horizontal stabilizer and vertical stabilizer come complete with graphics applied. The brushless motor and electronics are all installed within the main fuselage. The canopy comes complete with a pilot. A bag of hardware to assemble the plane is included. And everything you need to know is in the manual. And now let me show you how easy it is to assemble this plane. Pass the main wing wiring through this hole. After you've pushed all the wires into the main fuselage, then set the wings down flat and screw them into place with the 4 provided screws. Now flip the plane over and connect the wires from the horizontal stabilizer to the wires sticking out of the main fuselage. Screw the stabilizer in place with the included 2 screws. Now connect the wire from the vertical stabilizer to the wires sticking out of the main fuselage. Then screw the vertical stabilizer into place with the included 3 screws. And finally connect the control rods to the ailerons, the flaps, the elevator, and that's it. Assembly is finished. All right, so you're back to me. Now, my final thoughts on the Viper. Let me tell you the following. The Viper is a plane that came out a long time ago in the RC hobby, and it was the plane, the #1 plane that they said, if you're gonna start flying EDFs, this is the one to start with. Well, since that time, there's other EDFs on the market that are much easier to fly than the Viper. I will say right now, the Viper is a very easy plane to fly, but you must have experience on a propeller plane. So in other words, you must have flown at least for a month a propeller plane, got used to it, you have no problem with direction, you can keep it in the air well, then you can easily fly the VIPER. I would say it's definitely not hard. It doesn't get away from you, it doesn't do anything tricky, it handles really well in the air, it's very stable. I think they even sell the VIPER, FMS does, with the little, what do they call it, their reflex system. It's an orange box, I'll put a picture of it someplace here, and that has stabilization in it. This one didn't come with it, but you can get it with stabilization if you need it. All in all, fun plane. I enjoyed it. There's millions and millions of videos of VIPERs on YouTube from years and years and years past all the way up to today. You'll never find a bad review on a VIPER because everybody loves the VIPER. So this is an FMS version. You can only get it in this styling from FMS. So I will put links to it below, and I think they even have a sale on this month, so you might want to go check out the price if you're thinking of getting this plane. It'd be good to get it in the month of November. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you have questions on this plane, post them below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in a future video with other reviews. Until then, I say bye.